Happy Monday, everyone. The All-Star race was last night, and it was an All-Star race. So listen, the All-Star race is the All-Star race. We know how it is. It's kind of rare when you get a good All-Star race. But listen, I'm not complaining because ever since Ryan Blaney won that All-Star race at Texas, what was it, 2-3 years ago? I don't remember how long ago it was. Yeah, no, I'm okay. As long as that never happens, that genuinely hurt my soul. How bad that was. Thank you, Texas Motor Speedway. Yeah, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. So, just right off the bat, my opinion on the All-Star race being in North Wilkesboro, I say keep it. I like it at North Wilkesboro. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wants a full points race at North Wilkesboro, and I think he brings up an interesting point when you watch this race. This All-Star race with the repave at North Wilkesboro, but the repave was done in a way where it keeps the character of the racetrack, according to what Marcus Smith wanted. So it still has some bumps and stuff, and that actually played a part in William Byron's day ending tonight because he hit the bump coming out of turn 4, and apparently it just broke the toe link. So that's a little bit weird to do a repave and to keep this massive bump coming out of turn 4, but I guess, it's a unique characteristic of the racetrack. NASCAR tried some things tonight. They had an option tire with a prime tire, which is not new to NASCAR. They have tried that before, and it really comes down to, can Goodyear just nail the tire? And I don't think they did that today. Basically, everyone thought that, the option tire would basically wear out after 50 laps, but Joey Logano kind of proved that nope, that is not the case. Clean air is still king, even if you have a tire that might wear out more. But the thing was that it didn't. The option tire did not wear out more. Maybe if this was a day race, it would have, but in the night with cooler track temps, cooler temperatures, no, it did not wear out. So that's just Goodyear kind of making a little bit of a mistake with the option and the prime tire. However, I actually think that concept for all-star races is really good. You just have to nail the tire. You have to get it right between the option and the prime, the softer and the harder compound. And if you don't get it right, then obviously everyone's just going to use one tire. So that was a little bit unfortunate. I think we could have had a lot better all-star race if Goodyear was able to bring the proper tire. So that was a little bit frustrating, but they tried. They missed a little bit. It is what it is. You just need that option tire to wear a lot quicker. It didn't have a fall off rate. It was faster at the beginning of the run, and then everyone evened out. You need the option tire to be faster at the beginning of the run, but then to be considerably slower in the long run. And if you're at a track like North Wilkesboro, we're talking anywhere between 60 and 100 laps being the long run. You need that option tire to really start falling off there multiple tenths of a second per lap, and that's just not what it was doing. It was just evening out with everybody else. It was a very interesting race because even though Joey Logano dominated the entire thing, I think he led every lap except one. So that was, not a lot of, competitiveness up front. There was one moment where Christopher Bell and Logano were racing side by side. Some really, really, really good hard racing. Denny Hamlin takes it 3 wide on the bottom once they make contact. And but Logano was still able to keep the lead. So that was like the best point of the race. But other than that, it was just kind of straightforward. And going back to what Dale Earnhardt Jr. said of wanting a full points race, he mentioned that putting a full 40-car field on the racetrack, seeing how hard it is to pass, would actually make for a better race. And as we saw Logano get stuck behind Bubba Wallace at the right before the lap 100 caution. He was stuck there for like 15 laps trying to pass him, and he could not pass him. So there's this thing, the short tracks. There's always this funny thing. At a short track, you don't want it to be easy to pass. If it's easy to pass, it doesn't become, like, I don't know how to explain it. The key to a great NASCAR short track race is that it does have to be hard to pass, but not impossible. And that's why Martinsville has always been NASCAR's best short track, obviously before the next-gen car kind of ruined things a little bit. But Martinsville is the perfect NASCAR short track because it is hard to pass, but it's not impossible. So you have to work on it. But if you have the car, you have the right driving ability, you will be able to make the pass. However, the way the track is designed, you sometimes have to make the pass by roughing up the driver in front of you a little bit. That's the perfect NASCAR short track. North Wilkesboro is very close. Like, in terms of NASCAR short tracks, North Wilkesboro is very close to being a perfect NASCAR short track because it is hard to pass. However, I think for this track, it's just a tiny bit too hard with this car. Just a little bit. If we can make it a little bit easier to pass, and I think how you would do that is with the tire. If you bring a tire that wears more, I think you would be able to do that. And also having a full field of some slower cars with 36 cars in the field, I think that would help a little bit. But there's just like that tiny little bit that you need to be able to pass a little bit easier, and I think you would have a fantastic race. Because the last year everyone was running the apron. This year with the repave, it was kind of a multi-groove race. You could run the bottom, you were fast on the bottom, but it was very, very hard to pass. So that's just my opinion on it. I didn't think it was, honestly, I did not think this was a bad race. Like, was there action? No. But if you had this race as a normal points paying race, we would all say it's a normal race. But because it's the All-Star race, everyone critiques it a little bit more. But if you look in the history of the All-Star race, we critique the All-Star race more. That's just how it is. Like, the All-Star race is always critiqued or always criticized a little bit more than usual. That's why they've been moving it around, trying to figure out a place. And I think it has found a home for North Wilkesboro. I would not want to see it leave North Wilkesboro. It should honestly stay here because I think there's a lot of potential with this racetrack with the All-Star race format, and we'll see how it goes. So that's basically that for the race. There wasn't that much to talk about. Like I said, I've been recording for 6 minutes. That's kind of it. There's not a lot. Now let's talk about what everyone had a little bit of fun with. We had, and this is again why NASCAR should be at short tracks, a fight, a beautiful fight between Kyle Busch and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. A lot of different camera angles and audio. It was really funny to hear Kyle Busch say, "I suck just as much as you." That was very funny because, Kyle Busch's sarcasm and his honesty. RCR have really been bad this year. They were, when Kyle Busch or when Tyler Reddick was there in his final year, RCR with that 8 car was doing well. Kyle Busch comes in, they are doing well. But this year, those 2 years with the 8 car of being a very good team, this year, no, it is just not. It is not played out. RCR in general is just struggling. You will struggle, obviously, when Austin Dillon is one of your drivers, so you just have to forget about the 3 car doing anything. So it really just comes down to Kyle Busch and whoever's in that 8 car, and they are struggling this year. So what happens is, on the first lap of the race, Stenhouse takes it 3 wide in the middle of turn 3. And when you actually go on his onboard, there's a massive gap. Like, if you watch Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s onboard from lap 1, the middle just opens up. And I actually don't even think he makes contact with Kyle Busch. Like, the middle just opens up and he goes through the middle. Now, in Kyle Busch's head, maybe he's thinking it's lap 1. Why are you taking a 3 wide middle? But this is modern day NASCAR, and that's just kind of what people do. And when it's an all-star race, there's not really any patience. So, those are the reasons why he does it. And Stenhouse made the pass and he didn't make contact. Kyle Busch being angry, I guess, for being taken 3 wide in the middle of lap 1. And he just retaliates. On lap 2, he just comes in and he retaliates. And yeah, I mean, what can you say? It's just retaliated. So the funny thing about North Wilkesboro is that you can't leave the racetrack. There's no tunnel. There's no wall that opens. So you cannot leave the racetrack. So Ricky Stenhouse Jr. changes into his casual clothes and he's just chilling in the racetrack, just waiting for the race to end for the rest of the race. So he had to sit there being angry for a solid hour and a half just waiting. It was really funny to me. So he's just waiting around in the infield and the race ends. Kyle Busch is walking back to his hauler. Stenhouse is waiting for him and they have a nice, I guess, conversation for 20-25 seconds. They're just talking about it. And then Stenhouse just goes, he just says something and then he just tries throwing a right hand punch. Now, if we want to, critique the right hand punch, it could have been hidden a little bit more. He went from a very wide angle, I think. He should have went for a little jab motion, a quick jab, but he went for this swinging right. I don't know. It was a weird little thing. I don't know. It didn't look like a guy who knew how to fight, to be honest. Tries to land a punch on him, and then all the people, including that dude in the green shirt, the security guard, all the people trying to tackle him. And the guy in the green shirt actually did tackle Ricky Stenhouse Jr., which, man, I've been saying this for many years when it comes to NASCAR fights. Get these goddamn security guards out of the... if you're not part of the team and you're not the drivers, get the hell out of here. Get out. That green guy, the security, get out. NASCAR officials, get out. Out. We don't want you here. Let them handle it themselves. If it becomes a little bit too chaotic, have maybe the officials in the background. But for the love of God, can we get some freedom to let the guys just dictate it themselves? Because, listen, if I get a punch thrown at me, I want to defend myself. And as soon as a NASCAR driver throws a punch, you have security guards and NASCAR officials freaking tackling people trying to stop this nonsense. Just let them fight for like, I don't know, 5 seconds maybe. Let them handle it like men. And then if it gets a little bit too aggressive, you can step in. But for the love of God, I'm seeing Ricky Stenhouse Jr. getting tackled to the ground by the security guard after like half a second. Just let them fight, man. Come on. Like, listen, we let people in hockey literally fight until one hits the ground. If there is a fight in the infield in NASCAR, just let them have at it for a little bit. Come on, guys. Media members, keep your distance a little bit. You know, we know you want the cameras there. Just, can we have some unwritten rule that if two drivers are confronting each other, everyone gives them a little bit of space? Just like give them, I don't know, like a 3-foot circle. Stay away from them. If they want to throw some haymakers, let them throw some haymakers for a few seconds before team members or officials can come in. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's let them fight. I wanted to see that because Stenhouse landed a punch. Kyle Busch, you know, then talking to him and stuff, and Stenhouse is like, I'm gonna wreck you at Charlotte. And I think when he said that, that's when Kyle Busch was like, I suck just as much as you, like it doesn't matter.
I'll wreck you at Charlotte.
I don't give a fuck. I suck just as bad as you.
I understand.
Let's go.
So yeah, Kyle Busch, he doesn't care. Stenhouse is Stenhouse. And that was the most entertaining moment of the night, was those two fighting. But for the love of God, let them fight, guys. Let them fight. Just let it happen. All right. I understand someone might get hurt. Just everyone else, keep your distance and let the drivers handle it themselves. Okay, that's all I ask. That's all I ask. Can I just, is it too much to ask for? We're gonna have to train some NASCAR officials to like hockey officials. Hockey officials are trained on what to do when there's a fight. We need to train some NASCAR officials to be, all right, this is where you're gonna stand, okay? And this, when one of these things happens, whether someone is knocked out, whether someone goes to the ground, that is when you step in and you break up the fight. We need to train the officials to do that. And then media members, you need to keep a safe distance. If you don't keep a safe distance, we're going to pull your media credentials and suspend them for like a week or two or something. I don't know. We all want it better. Entertainment, lads. Entertainment, okay? That's what I'm here for. I'm here for motorsports on the racetrack. But when it comes to off the racetrack, man, I love me some fights. And I want some entertainment. Let the boys fight, okay? Let's go to the race results. Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, Chris Buescher, Kyle Larson, and Ryan Blaney. Shout out to Kyle Larson. Indy 500 qualifying. He qualified 5th, and he will be going for the Indy 500 victory on Sunday. Those Penske cars are looking insanely fast, so I don't think it's possible, but we'll see what Larson does. And yeah, the Penske cars were fast today. Ford have made some improvements. Joey Logano has not won a points-paying race since Atlanta of last year, but Joey Logano, the thing about Joey Logano is like every time there's a all-star race, a race at a track for the first time, a dirt race, a weird gimmick, it always feels like Joey Logano is the one winning those races. He always feels like when you go somewhere for the first time, other than Chicago Street Course, that's when SVG won, but you go somewhere for the first time or you try something for the first time, you know, it's Logano that's winning. And I know this isn't the first time we went to North Wilkesboro, but it's the repave and everything, and so Logano basically leads every lap. I think he led 199 of 200 laps. The rest of the field, Bubba Wallace finishes in 6th. Chastain, Elliott, McDowell, Kyle Busch finishes 10th. Graxon, who won the fan vote. Truex in 12th. 13th is Ty Gibbs. 14th, Tyler Reddick. 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th is Suarez, Keselowski, Bell, Allmendinger, Byron, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Not much else to talk about with the All-Star race. Next week is the Coke 600. It is also one of the great days of racing. If I am correct, the Monaco race for Formula One should be next week as well. It always is. It usually should be. So you have Monaco, Formula One, which is just watch qualifying. Okay, guys. Unless it rains, watch qualifying. The race is going to be determined by qualifying. The Indy 500, of course, and the Coca-Cola 600. So a great day of racing. I'll see you guys next week for that. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of the day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram if you're not already, and subscribe if you're new. Peace out.